And deadlines are nearing for city leaders. How will your tax dollars be spent right here in Topeka? That's where we start tonight. Welcome and thanks for joining us this Sunday night for 27 News at 10. I'm Jacob Kaufman. We are inching closer to a major deadline for city leaders. How will they spend your taxpayer dollars? Tonight in a one-on-one interview, 27 News anchor Rebekah Chung sits down with our new city manager to get the answers to some of your most pressing questions, from the city's $15 million deficit to where things stand with Hotel Topeka and homelessness.
Topeka City leaders will soon have to decide how to spend your tax dollars. They're working on the budget for 2025. But one of the biggest obstacles right now, they're short millions of dollars.
I wanted to start by talking about the $15 million deficit. How do you deal with something like that?
We definitely have to be creative.
City Manager Perez is only a few months into the job, and already he's facing some tough decisions. He says overall the 2025 budget is balanced, but they're looking at using emergency funds to fill the gap. So what's causing the shortage? He says lower revenue in sales tax and franchise fees, which are usually tacked onto utilities but were lowered this year by 5%, coupled with the rising cost of government, is to blame.
When you say the cost of government's become more expensive, what do you mean by that?
Just the cost of service, our material increases, the fact that we are having challenges recruiting our engineers.
It's a long list, but it gets longer.
We've had a number of our contracts, union negotiation contracts that have come in higher. This year we approved a 70% increase for our police department so that we could remain competitive with our police pay. And hopefully that'll help us with our recruitment and our retention.
The search is also on for the next police chief. With the former chief wrapped in a discrimination lawsuit and the turnover at the department, I asked Perez if he's looking for options outside of the city.
Are you considering going outside of Topeka or even Kansas to look for someone to fill that position?
As far as the candidate, I'm really open at this point to somebody from the outside or somebody from within the TPD ranks. But ultimately what I'm hoping to get is the best candidate for our community.
Perez already getting to work hiring his right-hand men. First, an assistant city manager, then another post on the job board for a deputy city manager, both raking in about $200,000 a year each.
It seems like this would bring Topeka in line with some other communities that we've seen. However, with that $15 million deficit, can we afford these positions?
Adding the assistant city manager position, I reclassed an existing position. There was already a position that was budgeted. And we essentially just changed the job title of that position, and then we added the incremental funds that were needed to fully fund that position. The deputy city manager position was already an existing position that was already budgeted and just hadn't been filled in some time.
I think sometimes the concern is when you see new positions like this popping up at the city level, some people think, do we need this? Is this just a waste of money? Are these people, doing something that, cannot just be fulfilled in one role? So tell me, what exactly would an assistant city manager, deputy city manager do differently, and how could they add to the system here?
So the way that I found the organization, everybody, all the department heads were reporting directly to the city manager, at least the way that we're setting it up right now. Like the deputy city manager will oversee our public safety, so our police, our fire, our municipal courts teams. Our newly appointed assistant city manager, he is now our point for all things utilities, all things public works, all things development.
It streamlines the process.
It does.
City leaders will have to weigh a slew of options come Tuesday, September 10th. That's the last time the public can weigh in on their plans for the upcoming fiscal year. Reporting in Topeka, I'm Rebekah Chung.
A lot more to come from this one-on-one interview, and here's what's coming up tomorrow night at 10.
Monday night at 10.
I know the city invested millions into this project.
We dive into the controversy surrounding Hotel Topeka.
Do you agree with your predecessor's position to acquire Hotel Topeka, or do you think it won't pay off in the end?
Plus,
homelessness. This has been an issue for Topeka.
The city's been going back and forth on how to solve their homelessness issue. Could their new plan be the fix? How much will it cost? That's tomorrow night at 10.
A lot to look forward to in that interview, so make sure to tune in.